You flip a switch, and the dark just disappears. No thought, no effort. For 99.9% of human history, that switch didn't exist. When the sun dropped, the world went black. Black enough that you couldn't find your own hand in front of your face. For 300,000 years, every ancestor you ever had spent roughly half of their life inside that darkness. No candles for most of it, just a black sky, a few stars, and a fire, if you were lucky enough to keep one alive. So what did they do with all those hours? The answer rewrites what we think we know about sleep, storytelling, and being human. Start with fire, because nothing else works without it. The oldest solid evidence of controlled fire comes from Wonderwork Cave in South Africa, roughly 1,000,000 years back. But fire wasn't just warmth. It rebuilt the entire human day. Before it, we lived like every other primate. Sun goes down, you climb something or hide somewhere, and you don't move. Because moving in the dark meant becoming dinner. Leopards, hyenas, wolves, their eyes work fine at night. Ours don't. A campfire flips that. It carves out a circle of safety about 30 feet wide. Step inside it, and predators stay away. Step outside it, and the odds turn against you fast. Anthropologists studying hunter-gatherer groups today still see this play out. But fire's real gift wasn't just protection, it was time. Before fire, your useful day ended at sunset. Maybe 12 hours in summer, 8 in winter. Fire handed back 2 to 4 extra hours every single night for thousands of generations. And that changed the species. In 2014, anthropologist Polly Wiesner studied the Jew/Huansi Bushmen of the Kalahari, one of the last groups living close to how humans always lived. During the day, roughly 80% of their talk was practical. Hunting routes, plants, complaints, logistics. But at night, around the fire, that flipped completely. Over 80% of conversation became stories. Myths, distant adventures, jokes, tales about where the world came from. Wiesner's argument, the fire was the first theater, the first classroom, the first church. It's where we learned to imagine things that didn't exist yet. It's where culture started. But something else was happening after dark too. Something we only rediscovered in the last 30 years. You were never built to sleep in one straight block. In 2001, historian Roger E. Kirch published 16 years of digging through old records. Prayer books, court documents, diaries, even lines from Homer. And found the same pattern over and over. First sleep, and second sleep. People went to bed soon after dark, slept about 4 hours, woke, stayed up for an hour or two, then slept another 4 until dawn. Not insomnia, the norm. And that gap wasn't wasted. People talked, prayed, wrote, interpreted dreams while they were fresh. One physician's manual even called it the best time to think clearly because the world was finally quiet. Then, in 1992, psychiatrist Thomas Weir stripped a group of volunteers of all artificial light for a month, leaving them 14 hours of darkness a night, roughly what our ancestors had before fire stretched the evening. Within weeks, every one of them fell into the exact same rhythm. 4 hours of sleep, a stretch of calm wakefulness, 4 more hours of sleep. Nobody taught them that. Their bodies just remembered. And during that middle window, Weir found their brains were flooded with prolactin, the same hormone tied to meditation. It wasn't a gap in sleep. It was its own state of mind. So what erased it? Light. Paris installed street lamps under Louis XIV. Gas lamps followed. Then, in 1879, Edison's bulb arrived. And within a generation, 300,000 years of night vanished. It's worth noting the word curfew comes from the French for cover fire, a nightly signal to smother your flames, because dark was how the night was supposed to be. Now we're lit 7 or 8 hours past sunset most nights, and that light, especially the blue light off a screen, tells your brain it's still daytime. It delays melatonin, fragments your sleep, and unwinds millions of years of programming. Yet 1 week of camping, no artificial light at all, resets your internal clock by nearly 2 hours. So the next time you're wide awake at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, maybe that's not your body breaking. Maybe it's your body remembering exactly what it was built to do.